Many students are enrolled in art education courses. These courses include painting, drawing, ceramics, band, chorus, orchestra, photography, journalism, and more. Write an informational essay explaining the importance of keeping music and art classes in school. Be sure to use evidence from the text in your essay. So we can, deductive reasoning, know that this is going to be an informative essay just stating the facts. All right, here we go. 11 Facts About Arts Education by John Smith. So anything that you think you can use for evidence is what you guys are highlighting or underlining while I'm reading. Students who study art are 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement and 3 times more likely to be awarded for school attendance. Arts and music education programs are mandatory in countries that rank consistently among the highest for math and science test scores, like Japan, Hungary, and the Netherlands. Music programs are constantly in danger of being cut from shrinking school budgets, even though they're proven to improve academics. Show educators how important arts are in your community. The No Child Left Behind Act clearly mandates the music, art, foreign language, etc., as a core academic subject. One study group showed that 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students who were taught a foreign language every day in school outperformed the students who were not exposed to a foreign language on their basic skills test. Federal funding for the arts and humanity rolls in around $250 million a year, while the National Science Foundation is funded around $5 billion mark. Researchers find that sustained learning in music and theater correlates strongly with higher achievement in both math and reading. In a study of high poverty schools in Chicago, the schools that were participating in the Chicago Arts Partnerships in Education made huge strides in closing the gap between high and low income students' academic achievement. Multiple studies have concluded that curricular and extracurricular art studies and activities help keep high-risk dropout students stay in school. New brain research shows that not only does music improve skills in math and reading, but it promotes creativity, social development, personality adjustment, and self-worth. Research suggests that studying a second language is essential to the learning process, creative inquiry, and critical thinking. Foreign language studies have proven to increase problem-solving skills and overall cognitive development. The Benefits of Music Education by Laura Lewis Brown. Whether your child is the next Beyoncé or more likely to sing her solos in the shower, she is bound to benefit from some form of music education. Research shows that learning the do-re-mi's can help children excel in ways beyond the basic ABCs. Research has found that learning music facilitates learning other subjects and enhances skills that children inevitably use in other areas. A music-rich experience for children of singing, listening, and moving is really bringing a very serious benefit to children as they progress into more formal learning, says Mary L., Executive Director of the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation, a not-for-profit association that promotes the benefits of making music. Making music involves more than the voice or fingers playing an instrument. A child learning about music has a tap into multiple skill sets, often simultaneously. For instance, people use their ears and eyes, as well as large and small muscles, says Kenneth G., co-founder of Music Together, an early childhood music development program for infants through kindergartners that involves parents or caregivers in the classes. Music learning supports all learning. Not that Mozart makes you smarter, but it's a very integrating, stimulating pastime or activity, G says. When you look at children ages 2 to 9, one of the breakthroughs is that area in music's benefit for language development, which is so important at that stage, says L. While children come into the world ready to decode sounds and words, music education helps enhance those natural abilities. Growing up in a musically rich environment is often advantageous for children's language development, she says. But Elle adds that those inborn capacities need to be reinforced, practiced, celebrated, which can be done at home or in a more formal music education setting. According to the Children's Music Workshop, the effect of music education on language development can be seen in the brain. Recent studies have clearly indicated that musical training physically develops the part of the left side of the brain known to be involved with processing language and can actually wire the brain circuits in specific ways. Linking familiar songs to new information can also help imprint information on young minds, the group claims. This relationship between music and language development is also socially advantageous to young children. The development of language over time tends to enhance parts of the brain that help process music, says Dr. Kyle Pruitt, clinical professor of child psychiatry at Yale School of Medicine and practicing musician. Language competence is at the root of social competence. Musical experience strengthens the capacity to be verbally competent. A study by E. Glenn Schellenberg at the University of Toronto as published in a 2004 issue of Psychological Science, found a small increase in the IQs of 6-year-olds who were given weekly voice and piano lessons. Schellenberg provided 9 months of piano and voice lessons to a dozen 6-year-olds, drama lessons, to see if exposure to arts and general versus just music had an effect to a second group of 6-year-olds, and no lessons to a third group. The children's IQs were tested before entering the first grade, and then again before entering the second grade. Surprisingly, the children who were given music lessons over the school year tested on average 3 IQ points higher than the other groups. The drama group didn't have the same increase in IQ, but did experience increased social behavior benefits not seen in the music-only group. A study published in 2007 by Christopher Johnson, professor of music education and music therapy at the University of Kansas, revealed that students in elementary schools with superior music education programs scored around 22% higher in English and 20% higher in math scores on standardized tests compared to schools with low-quality music programs, regardless of socioeconomic disparities among the schools or school districts. Johnson compares the concentration that music training requires to the focus needed to perform well on a standardized test. Aside from test score results, Johnson's study highlights the positive effects that a quality music education can have on a young child's success. Elle explains this psychological phenomenon in 2 sentences. Schools that have rigorous programs and high-quality music and arts teachers probably have high-quality teachers in other areas. If you have an environment where there are a lot of people doing creative, smart, great things, joyful things, even people who aren't doing that have a tendency to go up and do better. And it doesn't end there. Along with better performance results on concentration-based tasks, music training can help with basic memory recall. Formal training in music is also associated with other cognitive strengths, such as verbal recall proficiency, Pruitt says. People who have had formal musical training tend to be pretty good at remembering verbal information stored in memory. Music can improve your child's abilities in learning and other non-music tasks, but it's important to understand that music does not make one smarter. As Pruitt explains, the many intrinsic benefits to music education, including being disciplined, learning a skill, being part of the music world, managing performance, being part of something you can be proud of, and even struggling with a less than perfect teacher. It's important not to oversell how smart music can make you, Pruitt says. Music makes your kids interesting and happy, and smart will come later. It enriches his or her appetite for things that bring you pleasure and for the friends you meet. While parents may hope that enrolling their child in a music program will make her a better student, the primary reasons to provide your child with a musical education should be to help them become more musical, to appreciate all aspects of music, and to respect the process of learning an instrument or learning to sing, which is valuable on its own merit. There is a massive benefit from being musical that we don't understand, but it's individual. Music is for music's sake, R says. The benefit of music education for me is about being musical. It gives you a better understanding of yourself. The horizons are higher when you are involved in music, he adds. Your understanding of art and the world and how you can think and express yourself are enhanced. Why is music education in schools important? By Natalie Wilson. Music education is important in our schools, and yet it seems these days it is being offered less and less in many school systems. Unfortunately, many schools have begun to exclude music from their curriculums to make room for other subjects. Music is an extremely important subject for all children to learn and can lead to better brain development, increases in human connection, and even stress relief. As music is removed from schools, children will no longer receive these benefits unless they enroll in private lessons, which is much too expensive for some families to afford. Here are 5 reasons why music education in schools is important. Number 1, music stimulates brain development in children. Various studies have found that engagement with music can lead to an improvement in brain development in children. A study at Northwestern University found better neural processing in students who played a musical instrument when they were compared with students who simply listened to music. This study shows the importance of receiving music education rather than simply turning on background music when students are doing work in their subjects. Other studies have also found increases in IQ points in children who engaged with music. When compared with students who didn't take any music lessons, musically engaged students had more improvements in IQ subtests, index scores, and standardized measure of academic achievement. Music education is also a great way to enhance reading comprehension abilities in children. Another study, which was also conducted at Northwestern University, found that students who actively participated in music classes had better speech processing abilities along with higher reading scores than children who weren't involved. Reading is an important skill for all children to develop because it is needed for all subjects. Even subjects that are not related to English literature will involve reading. For example, math word problems require excellent reading comprehension abilities in order to answer them correctly. Number 2, music is a way to connect with other people. Music education is also important because it will give students a way to connect with other people. Children are naturally very social, and it's important to encourage them to build relationships by providing them experiences to share with each other. Creating a school band or small ensemble or encouraging participation in a chorus will allow children to work together towards a final product, such as an end-of-year performance. This encourages bonding and will provide students with something to reminisce on together in the future. It has been proven time and again that having people of all ages play or listen to music together will help to create bonds. Having an impromptu drumming circle or listening to and enjoying a piece of recorded music can connect people through sound, singing, and even movement or dance. Musical experiences such as these can bring back a fond memory or create new ones. Number 3, music integrates many different subjects. Another reason music education is so important is that it integrates so many different subject areas all at once. Not only will music education allow children to develop their musical skills, it will also give them the opportunity to work on their math skills, reading and writing skills, science skills, and history knowledge. For example, time signatures in music are an excellent way to incorporate fractions, and lyric analysis and songwriting will allow students to work on their reading abilities. Additionally, having discussions about how instruments work will involve information on the physics of sound, and learning about music's place in society will shine a light on important historical events. If teachers are concerned about their students' skills in other areas of learning, they will be able to incorporate them into a music class with ease. Number 4, music teaches discipline. Music will also teach children to develop time management skills and discipline. If students are expected to learn their instruments and practice outside of school, then they will develop the ability to create a practice schedule. They will be able to balance every other activity they have going on in their lives. Learning discipline and time management from a young age will have countless benefits on a child's future. For example, if a child develops discipline in elementary school, they will be much more able to balance the workload they'll receive in high school and excel in their classes. Excelling in their high school classes may then allow a student to choose a reputable post-secondary institution that he or she would like to attend, which will lead to better job prospects as an adult. Number 5, music can relieve stress. Finally, music is an excellent way to relieve stress. This is significant for students who may feel overwhelmed by schoolwork and try to balance extracurricular activities. Studies have found that music can reduce burnout and improve mood states. As students enter into the upper grades of the school system and begin considering applying for post-secondary schools, they might feel overwhelmed with the need to keep their grades high. Even young students can experience stress with the increasing amounts of homework school curriculums require. Some students may also have stressful home lives, and music will offer a way to escape from these situations. Music has many benefits to people of all ages. It's important to know why so that we can continue to advocate for keeping music education in our schools.